Hello, I want to welcome you to EDA 519, Introduction to Assistive Technology. Throughout this video, I'm going to be looking down at my paper, the syllabus. So I'm going to just cover a couple of things. First of all, I hope you had a nice break and that you're ready to get started. This is, actually I like this course a lot. I hope you do as well. It's, I think it's a fun course. But in any event, whenever you take an online course, and I always like to preface what I say with the fact that I have taught online for anywhere between 8 and 10 years, but also, there we go, better, that was bothering me. Also, I've been an online student, and I think that when you are an online student, because you don't have the benefit of meeting someone in a blended course face-to-face or a face-to-face course, you really have to pay attention to detail. You have to be logging in a lot, and you have to be reading everything very carefully. And so I highly encourage you to spend the time really reading the syllabus very carefully and asking questions if you need. I answer the questions a lot via email, but also on the announcements. If I think that it's a question everyone may have, I will shoot it out on announcements. And so you're logging in a lot, you're organizing your calendar and paying attention to due dates. In terms of the syllabus, I'm going to be looking at that right now. There are 6 modules and a final week in this course. There are what I'd consider larger assignments, I guess, but definitely interesting and doable. You have a textbook, so make sure that you pick up the textbook, and that will help you throughout the course. One of your very first things to do is to go through the orientation, and you want to make sure you go through that because it asks you to do a number of things, and that will be helpful to you. And one is certainly introducing yourself on a Padlet. The other is taking the syllabus quiz and just reading through the syllabus and documenting that you've done so. You have, when you look at the syllabus, you're going to see assignment number 2 and number 3. One says reading synchronous participants, and the other says assistive technology research review. Those two really go hand in hand because your assistive technology research review, you are going to be responsible for finding and summarizing one journal article. The reason they go hand in hand is because you will be in charge of discussing the research that you find, and so it needs to be a research-based article. I would strongly encourage you to take a look at your textbook to see maybe there's an area of interest from your textbook that you can research further. And then once you do that, you will be assigned a date to lead a discussion. Could be more in the beginning of the semester, it could be in the middle or at the end of the semester. It depends on when I assign you. And I do chunk journal articles together. So in any one synchronous class, there could be 5 journal articles discussed. So that depends. But anyway, so you need to get that in, pay attention to the due date, and then I pretty much assign you your date within the next day so you know when you're the discussant. Now, if you're not discussing that night in terms of leading discussion, you then have to choose to participate in up to, let me see what it says. You'll be attending a total of 3. One is the discussant, and 2 as participants. And so you get a little bit of a flexibility in the course as to when you'll be participating, but no flexibility in terms of when you're discussing. The next assignment is a Pinterest assignment, and you need to follow directions as to how to get into that board, sending us your email so we can assign that onto the board for you. Number 5, you have your choice. So read through each of the descriptions carefully. You can either do an adaptation project, a set project, or an augmentative and alternative communication system project. And that is, so read through each carefully. I think they're all interesting. I think it's going to depend on your area of interest and perhaps what population you're working with or choose to work with in the future. And then the final assignment, you also get your choice. of either a web page or a picture chart media poster. I'm sorry, that's not the final assignment. The final assignment, no choice, you need to do a UDL-AT instructional plan. That takes us through the semester. Let me see if there's anything else I want to cover. Just that, ask questions as needed, pay attention to deadlines, and we should have a great semester. All right? I look forward to working with you. See you soon online.